Hey, welcome back to Inside the Vandals. Well, major theme this season for the Vandals has been senior running back Elijhaa Penny, and Penny eclipsed a major milestone this past weekend against Appalachian State. Joe Langworthy with the story.
Senior running back Elijhaa Penny is going out with a bang in his final season with the Idaho Vandals. It's not just Penny's growth on the field, but off the field that's led to his success in the 2015 season.
Well, I changed a lot, being up here. It made me become more mature. I lost a lot of weight, I feel like I'm becoming a man now.
Elijah's a terrific kid, and he really responds well to being challenged. And so, it's my job to make sure he's constantly being challenged and pushed, and he really responds. He gives you 100% effort all the time, so you can't speak any better about that. He's a terrific kid all the way around on the field and off the field.
The former junior college standout is currently third in the Sun Belt in total rushing yards this season with 1,017 yards. And his success this season is not only due to improvement as a player, but also to the transformation of the Vandal offense during this season.
Sure. I think that's definitely a big part of it. He's developed. He's getting used to our system and the way we do things, and having played here for now a year and a half. And then also our offensive line's been doing a great job. Really been knocking people off the ball and opening up holes, and that makes the running back's job easier, and he's been really doing a good job with that.
With his success this season comes the nickname Thunder, even though he feels like his game is more versatile than the nickname might make it seem.
I like it a lot, but I just don't like being called like Thunder. Like, I'm not just like a thunder. Like, I can run away from people too, so I just don't run people over. I can run people over, I jump over people, run through people, and I can run by people. So I like the name Thunder. It's cool.
Elijhaa also shares a special bond with the platoon of other Vandal running backs.
Yeah, Aaron probably like my best friend off the field. Aaron and the other running back, Isaiah Saunders, are like my best friends off the field. We talk a lot, we conversate a lot, we have fun together off the field.
I think our running backs have a great relationship. One of the things that was really fun to see is the play the other night where Penny jumped over the defender and made a big run. You could see Isaiah Saunders and Caden Ellis running to jump and celebrate with each other on the sideline. The guy had made a really big play, and so I think all those guys really feed off of each other, know that they each have a role on our team and can really help the team in a lot of different ways, and so they're a really tight-knit group, and that's fun to see.
Elijhaa says he and the other running backs compete on the field during practice, to which has made them all better. And that competitive edge, well, it's carried over to other areas as well.
We always going at it with anything, just who about the silliest stuff, like who can put on their clothes faster for practice, who gonna get on the field faster, who catch the most balls in practice. We compete with a lot of stuff, and a lot like who can get the most girls outside the practice, little stuff like that. We just like having fun, just making memories with each other, really.
With Inside the Vandals, I'm Joe Langworthy.
Hey, back here on Inside the Vandals, joined by Vandals head coach Paul Petrino and coach Elijhaa Penny, hearing from him just there. What do you like about Elijhaa?
Everything. I mean, there's Elijhaa Penny's a guy that there's everything. You like everything about him. You like everything he does on the field. He's a complete running back. He can run the ball inside. He's got great power. He's always falling forward. He's a great protector, and he can catch the ball out of the backfield. That's why I think he'll make a team next year. I think because he can do it all. He can run, he can block, he can catch, and then he's even a better kid off the field. He's just Elijhaa Penny's what you're looking for and what you want. You want every kid on your team to end up being like him.
What will you miss most about just his presence on the team and just seeing him come in and develop into what he has become?
Obviously, you'll miss how he plays. You'll miss his hard downhill running, falling forward, making the tough runs. We'll definitely miss his protection, and then the way he catches the ball out of the backfield. And then just as a person, you'll just miss him because he's such a great kid and he's a pleasure to be around.
A trip to Auburn coming up for you guys. They play in the SEC, so obviously this is going to be a very good team. What is their style? What are they effective at?
Coach Malzone there, they're going to run the ball. That's where everything starts. He's done that ever since he was a high school coach, everywhere he's been. They really do a good job of running the ball out of multiple formations, a lot of different ways. and it starts with the run, and then they're going to try to play action, throw it deep. But a lot of times he's had running quarterbacks, and they run the ball a little more with the quarterback. Not necessarily, they don't have that as much this year, but they're definitely going to try to outmatch you and out-scheme you in the running game. That's where everything starts for them on the offense. And then they got great athletes outside of receiver. They're going to throw it deep. Defensively, they got their new defensive coordinator and was the head coach at Florida, Muschamp, and he's been a great defense coordinator where he's been, and he really tries to attack your protections and overload you and come after your quarterback and your O-line.
Your guys' offense has been obviously very good this season. Do you see this as an exciting challenge to go in and play against a very athletic defense?
Yeah, it's a big challenge. It's about as big as you can get, because their front four, will be the best front four we've played. I think overall, I'm not sure. USC obviously was really talented, and Auburn's really talented, but I would say that Auburn's front four are better. Their front four, they really get after people, and so it's going to be a big challenge. It would be a lot of fun. It's a great atmosphere. I was lucky enough to coach there twice when I was an assistant, and we won them both too. So maybe hopefully that can stay true. But it's just a great atmosphere, a great place to play. Their fans are awesome, and our players should look forward to it.
I was actually just going to ask you about that. What is that environment like? Because, you've coached, first of all, just in the SEC, because you coached at Arkansas and you've been in all those venues, but also just at Auburn in particular. What's it like?
It's unique. Their fans are really, they really back their home team, and they're behind them, and it's loud, and they get after it, but they're a little more, I don't know the best way to put it. They're not over the top. They're respectful to the visiting team, and they're good people, and they're good fans, and so it's a great place to play.
Is crowd noise something you have to factor into practice this week?
Yeah.
I know against USC you guys were blaring some stuff on the loudspeakers for practice.
Yeah, we'll have to do that this week. We'll start that, tomorrow night.
How exciting for your players is just this environment, going and playing it just in itself?
Yeah, it'll be exciting. I think anytime you can go to one of the better venues in the country, and Auburn's definitely one of those, and it's just a great place to play. I think they'll enjoy it.
What's it going to take for your team this week to go and compete and obviously look to pull off a massive upset?
We got to take care of the ball, number one. You're playing a team like that, you can't have any turnovers. We got to make sure we limit to no penalties, not hurt ourselves. We got to stay in front of the chains on offense and make sure we give ourselves good position, and hopefully get a couple turnovers defensively, and then just everybody's got to play with great effort and play as hard as you can, one play at a time, and let see what happens at the end.
As you look back on this season, you guys, and since you've gotten here, this team has gotten better and better every single year. How close would you say this team is to putting it all together?
Oh, really close. We should have took care of business in those two games, and we'd have a great chance to finish, the year 6-6 or better. So we're real close, and we got a lot of good players coming back. So I think the future looks really bright.
Is it frustrating or more motivating to look at those two games and say that, obviously this team is better than the record indicates right now?
No, I think it gives you a great light at the end of the tunnel. It's motivating. It shows you where we can get, and we're not that far away. We just got to keep improving. Have a great year recruiting, and everybody have do a great job in the off season. But right now, we just got to finish the year with these two games.
He's Vandals head coach Paul Petrino. Coach, as always, a pleasure, and thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Well, up next, we check in with the Vandal basketball team. Both the men's and the women's team looked good as they open their seasons this weekend. Stick around. Inside the Vandals is back right after this.